I went back to the book warehouse, and I've got no regrets. La la la, clicky keyboard noises, la la la, keyboard noises. So I talked about the book warehouse in a previous video. You can check it out. Basically, the book warehouse is a warehouse in Easley, South Carolina that opens up one weekend every month, and it's full of books and notebooks and journals and gifts, and they had some whiskey glasses. It's a lot of like bookish stuff, and everything is 70% off of the list price. So if you want to try new books out that you were curious about, or you want to, branch out into another genre that you're not usually a reader of, that would be the time to do it. In the original video, I said I was probably only going to go there maybe once or twice a year, but this is actually my third time. So I didn't take a video the second time around because I was like hobbling around on a broken toe. And also, I just didn't feel the need to post a video 2 months in a row. But I figured it's been a couple months, I'd go ahead and do it this time. This time I convinced my in-laws to come with us. So they all also got to experience the awesomeness that is the book warehouse. Now, I'm not going to share what they got because they are back home, but they also got a lot of stuff. I figured I could probably get away with about 10 books, but I was being a little bit conscientious. I didn't want to go over budget, so I did not get 10 books. I actually only ended up getting 7, which is still a decent amount of books, because between the books that I got, which 3 of them are hardcovers, the at least 4 graphic novels that my husband got, and then the book that we got for our kid, we didn't even break $90. So if you don't think that's a good deal, then I don't know what to tell you. Now that I've talked to you about that, let's go ahead and show you the books that I got. The first one is a book called The Affairs of Ashmore Castle. It just seemed kind of interesting. I've been on a historical fiction kick lately, and this just seemed like an interesting book. And the next book is actually the 4th book in a series. I bought the 3rd book the last time I went to the book warehouse, and I didn't realize it was the 3rd book in the series until I was like a fair amount into that book. But it was so well written, I was able to pick up the 3rd book and not feel like I missed anything. So I was going to try and find the first 2 books in the series, but I ended up finding the 4th book, which is The Silver Collar. The 3rd book was Death at Fountains Abbey, and that one was a really good book. So I figured I would read the next book in the series, and then I guess I'll go back in some point and get the 1st and 2nd book. This next book I got is the 1st book in a series called The Seeker. In true me fashion, I picked up the 3rd or 4th book in the series thinking, ooh, this is going to be a good book. Like some series you can pick up in the middle bit, like the Antonia Hodgson books, but this one you could tell that you were going to need some background information. I could have gotten the other ones. I said that this is one of those times, if you're going to go to the book warehouse, if you want to try out a whole series, you can get a whole series for a decent price. But even with that, I still can't bring myself to buy multiple books in a series and commit to a series in advance, because I don't know if I'm going to like it. And you will see that later on in this stack of books that I did this more than once. But The Seeker, again, it's a historical fiction. So the next book is one of the books that I've been seeing a lot on TikTok, and they had so many copies of this book. The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. They had a ton of copies of that book. And the video that I took isn't even all of it, because I was talking to somebody about it, and she's like, oh yeah, they've got a bunch of hardcovers back in the back. So I could have gotten it in hardcover. But again, those pages were so pretty. And now we are breaking into the hardcovers. So this first book is The Ghosts of Beatrice Bird. This one is actually a book that my sister-in-law and I picked out at the same time, and we were reading the blurb for the back, and we both put it in our cart at the same time. So I may have to ask her if she wants to do a read-along, since we both have the hardcover of the book. So we'll see. That is also a historical fiction. The back doesn't say what year, but historical fiction at its finest, apparently. It looked really cool. When I go to the book warehouse, I try to make a point of finding books from authors that I wouldn't normally find. I'm trying to branch out. I want to learn more about other cultures and other viewpoints that I'm not familiar with. In order to do that, I actually have to search for those specific types of books because those are not the ones that are going to be getting all the traction online. One of these books has actually been in my Amazon wish list for a while, but I found it. I found a very pretty copy of it. The Night Tiger by Young Zichu. This has been on my to read list for a while. I've had it in my Amazon cart since the book came out, honestly. But anyway, so I found this book because again, this is a viewpoint that I'm not usually anyway. I'm very excited to read this book. Night Tiger. And the last book is The Goddess of the River. They had this book and another book by this author, and I almost picked up the other one, but this one seemed more like a mythological retelling. I wanted to become a bit more familiar with the mythologies of other countries because I know like grim stuff. Like I'm super familiar with that, pantheons of like Greek and Roman. I don't know like the specifics of them, but like that's all I ever really hear about. So to get a different set of mythology sounded like a really good idea, and I'm very excited to read this one as well. This is my book haul. Again, Book Warehouse, Easley, South Carolina. It's usually the last weekend of every month, but go to their Facebook or Instagram. I don't know if they have TikTok because I don't have a TikTok, but you can go onto their websites. And if you're in a fair driving distance of Easley, South Carolina, and you really enjoy books, definitely try it. It was a lot of fun. Bring drinks, bring snacks. You'll be there for a while. My name is Jennifer McPeak. I am a currently unpublished author, but I am working to fix that. And I post new videos every other Wednesday if you would like to join me on my journey, and I would love if you did. Like, subscribe. I also post on Instagram under the same username, J McPeak Writes. Follow me there if you feel so inclined. Fun little fact of the day. Did you know Arkansas has 75 counties? A little tidbit of information that I picked up in elementary school, but it has come in handy twice for me. Like real life. For some reason, that information has come in handy twice. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later. La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.